They say the power of life and death is in the tongue, so be careful on what you say. Because words have power and they can go a very, very long way. Hello, my stubby buddies. Hello, everyone. Yes, I know. Get the big question mark off your forehead, okay? Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, I am live on location in my bedroom as a child. So I am back in my Grammy's house. I am back in location. So that's why you do not see the backdrop. That's why I didn't have my regular intro. But it's not going to change anything. And yes, I know I chose this day for a reason. But before we get into that, welcome. Yes, I am chosen. And this is Beyond Your Reflection. It is a channel created by me, but designed for you. And we are here to peel back all those ugly layers of you to get to the true beauty that lies within. So welcome, baby. Pull up a chair, grab your snack and your drink of choice, and come on in the room to the celebration. So welcome. So as I stated today, well, yes, I'm in a different location. I am back home. I came home to see my family. And as you can see, like I said, this is the place that I grew up in. So that means my Grammy is in the same location as I was before I was born, during birth, and all of the kids to follow. So I am back in my time machine. I am back in the space that I like to call my safe space. Now, everyone doesn't have those moments, but you have to create them. Now, as a child, it wasn't always like this because I was confused trying to figure out my way, which way to go, which way is left. I'm not saying that I had the best childhood, but God knows there's other kids that had it worse. So I was blessed. I was good. But with words carry a lot of weight. That's why the scriptures say the power of life and death is in the tongue. So that means you have to be careful on what you say before, during, and after. Because you never know. One little thing, one little sentence, one phrase, one anything could literally be the life or the death of someone. That's why you should always treat people the way that you want to be treated. Now, as a part, one of my favorite scriptures. My great auntie, Aunt Eula Taylor, we used to call her Auntie. But one of her favorite scriptures was, I think it was James 2. I can't remember the verse. But I know it says that everyone should be swift to listen and slow to speak. And honey, when I tell you that scripture alone is always like, you better be careful what you say. Because what if whatever you're feeling now, I'm not telling you it's not okay to have emotions. It's not okay. It is okay, for you to express yourself. What I was trying to say was I didn't want you to think that it's not okay to be able to express yourself. Open that throat chakra, honey. Yes, speak your truth. But be careful on how you say it. Because think about if your last words was something hateful and that person is gone the next day, that's going to be on you. Because now you're going to have all those woulda, shoulda, couldas, but you did. And you shouldn't have. So you have to be very careful. And what I mean by that is stop allowing people to take that energy from you. Sometimes, honey, the most powerful words is the ones not spoken. Silence speaks volumes. Very loud. You don't have to simply sit there and shake your hand. Or as the church people say, all I got to do is just wave my hands. Honey. I'm not going to engage in that foolishness. However, if you're not there yet, if you're not to a point of maturity where you can learn how to let stuff flow like water and just fall completely off you, Yes, every day is a learning process. Every day we are learning and evolving and glowing up to something bigger and better than who we are. But again, I say words carry weight before they're spoken, during as you're speaking them, and definitely after. Think about a motivational speaker or me. Think about a motivational speaker, you guys. They may say something so small or mediocre, but it could be the most powerful thing in the world to you. And it resonates with you. And it leaves you like, wow. Even in church, if anybody goes to church, the pastor, I know you guys have been to plenty of churches, whether you still go or not. But I know you have been to sermons before where you felt like you were the only person that pastor was talking to. Like, how he know? How he know me? Who told him my business? What's going on? But it's not about that. It's just the words. You, yourself, your energy. Remember I told you how you would enter the room before anybody else did. Your presence will get there before you. That's why even your closest friends can tell when something's wrong with you. Because people, first thing they do when they see you, oh, what's wrong with you? Nothing. But we know your demeanor. We know how you are. And you can sense it. You never know. And there's one thing about it, like, your attitude. Is it contagious? Is it worth catching the best part of you? Because don't nobody want to see you at your worst. But then again, I know a lot of you are like, well, it's kind of go hand in hand. I don't mean in the physical sense. Spirit. At your worst, like, I keep telling about it. Okay, middle name. For you guys, little nugget. Info by me. My middle name is Shantae. I tell everybody Shantae is the ratchet side. She's the ghetto girl. She's the one who pops out. She's the one that do not care. I keep her buried in the basement, locked up with duct tape on her mouth because she has no filter. That was who I was. But Chosen has chosen a different route because I remember growing up and hearing certain words. Whether it was meant or not, no matter what the intent was, I remember growing up and hearing certain things. No matter who it came from, whether it was family, friends, or foe, or whatever. And I remember those words carried so much weight because it came from hate. To the point where I started to believe those things. I believed that I wasn't going to be nothing when I grew up. I believe that you was just like such and such. You're going to act just like and you're going to be such and such. Yeah, those words carried. But then when I realized exactly who I was and that I was bigger than what those words were speaking and saying. And then when I realized, no, baby, let me take those words and change them around. Let me make them mean something else. So if anybody comes to you or you ever in your mirror and you're like, oh, God, I don't like this. I look ugly. No. Honey child, woo, girl, yes, you're going to kill them today. Baby, I don't care if you put on a house coat. Just make sure that you feel beautiful about yourself. Learn how to love even the ugly parts of you. Your ugly parts can be the person that had to fight all her life. But now you're fighting to get away from that person. You're fighting to get away. You're using your words to speak the total opposite of the words that were already spoken to you. And then you would take those words as a legacy. Let's say that you have a kid out there. You may not have been raised in the best environment, or at least what you thought was the best environment. So I don't know about you guys, but I know I was like, whenever I have a kid or kids, which I do have multiples, I will make sure that, I do not do certain things. Like I did not put corporal punishment in my household. That could have been a curse because my kids were not the greatest. They were good. They were good at everything else. But when it comes to that, I never was a firm hand raiser or Whatever, I didn't do the corporate punishment because it was used as a sport against me growing up with my biological mother. So it's certain things that happened to me as a kid that I made sure, obviously, remember we talked about breaking those generational curse. There's a way to get your point across without speaking or saying or having to react a certain way. Like I said, for those that, maybe you like to fight, your way through, you're aggressive like that. It's a way to get your point across without all the swear words or without having to knock somebody out all the time. Use your words or don't use them at all. Somebody run up on you, girl, you know this and that and other, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Now what? Because it's almost like you're giving that person the upper hand. If you allow them to take you to a space or use your words that you normally wouldn't use, then that means you're no better than the person who used them on you. Sorry, not sorry. When they say about being the bigger person, yeah, that's what that means. Being the bigger person's mean I am no longer going to allow you, him, her, or whomever to take me out of my element, my peace, my zen, my moment, me, who I'm becoming. I ain't tearing off a different layer, putting on a whole new attitude of glow up and beauty and brains and intelligence. So I don't have time for all that foolishness. Leave that back there. Like the other person said before, honey, it's above me now. Let it go. If it's bigger than you, then you give it to God. If I got time to worry about that, I got other stuff to do. I got goals to achieve. I got me to achieve, baby. I got things to do with my time besides wasting them on you. However, there are some people who are not there yet. Totally fine, sweetheart. Everything takes time. Remember, they did not build Rome in one day. It took some time to get there. But once they did, everybody and their grandma want to go visit. That should be you. Before you speak, whether that means to anybody or yourself, you think about it. Look in that mirror, have that conversation. And even if those words do not come out as you want them to while they're being spoken, change the narrative, sweetheart. Remember, I told you on last episode, you are writing your story. What am I going to read about you? Am I going to read about the little girl or the little boy that's always angry, that's always sad, and that's always mad? Or am I going to read about that person that was sad, mad, and angry and has now become something totally separate because you spoke life into you and your situation? Right about now, honey, I'm not going to lie, my bank account is not where it's supposed to be. But, however, once again, I'm so glad trouble don't last always, baby. Because believe it or not, faith is the evidence of things hoped for. And the evidence of things not seen. Just because I can't see a way doesn't mean that it isn't one. I'm not going to sit here and dwell on what I don't have. But I'm going to speak life into what's coming. So then when I get it, I'll be like, I told you. I knew it. Hello. That's what I mean. Even in the midst of a storm, baby, you still shine. You still speak positivity. It's like baking a cake. If you leave out one ingredient, if you leave out one word, one phrase, one sentence, then that means everything will not flow correctly. But if you say that you are going to be something, you need to follow it up with the actions. The actions needs to meet up to your words. That noun and that verb has to go together, sweetheart, in order for that sentence to go correctly. You can tell me all day long, oh yeah, I'm going to do X, Y, Z. But until I actually see it being done, until I actually see the real you that comes forth, you can tell me all day long. But faith without works. Google it. But it's time for you to speak life into your situation. everything that's going on in your life now, everything happens for a reason and a season. But just because things are not going as planned, whether that's your health, your finances, your marriage, your kids, whatsoever, even family, no matter what it may go through or what it look like, you speak the total opposite of that negative and watch what happens. You know my biggest saying, believe it, see it, watch what happens. Think about it this way. As a magician, whether fake or real, whatever, but they just say magic words, abracadabra, hocus pocus, boom. Whatever it is they thought about appeared before your very eyes. And you're like, oh, it's a rabbit. Oh my God. It's because they spoke it into existence. Now, a lot of you guys like, girl, you know, good and well, magic ain't real. You're probably right. But manifestation is. If you speak it, if you see it, feel it, speak it, embrace it, believe it, watch what happens. Same thing. Musician. Okay. Yeah, he may have already had that bunny somewhere in that hat, but you didn't know about it until he spoke those words, waved that little wand, and poof, look what happened. Oh my God. It's the same thing, baby. You have that same power in your hands, in your tongue. Speak those things that be not as though they were. So whatever you want to happen in your life, speak it. Honey, I may not have all the riches and glory now, but when I get those, you know about our vision board, baby. Oh, I am going to have, and then you fill in that blank. Those are your words. You speak life into you and your situation. So whatever may be dead, whatever may be negative, whatever that may not be as what you want it to be right now, then you talk to it. Gas tank may not be where it's supposed to be. You know what? All right. I got half a tank. All right. Boom, I can do X, Y, Z. All right, by Friday, boom, I have it. Speak it and believe it. But don't just focus on it. You know what? Oh, Lord, I got a half tank of gas. I don't know what I'm going to do. Lord, I got to go do X, Y, Z and this and other. Oh, my God. Like, now you adding fire to that fuel for what, baby? You already know you got to have a tank. Why are you just focusing on that? How about you worry about how we're going to get to the next level? Okay, you got it for today. But then promises until tomorrow. Oh, you know about that. Tomorrow isn't promised, but there's promise in tomorrow. I always say it. So you speak life, speak power, talk to you and your situation, and watch it change for the best. Like I said, growing up here, it wasn't what I thought it was supposed to be. It wasn't like terrible. Don't get that out the way. No, it wasn't like, oh my God, nobody knows where I go. No, it was a kid's life. You know, with kids, we always think that it's supposed to be greener on the other side. No, it's exactly the way it was supposed to be. And there are certain, people that were in my family. Yeah, things were said and done, and it hurt like a mofo. But look at where I'm at now. Had I worried about what was spoken to me, had I watered that dead flower, it still wasn't going to grow. No matter what I put into that dead ground, it still ain't going to grow. But if I plant a new harvest, if I speak new seed, and if I speak life into this dead situation and watch it grow, watch the light shine through, watch that rainbow come after that hurricane. That's your power. So you think about what you say, and then you speak that power and watch before, during, after. It's amazing how magical you are. You don't need a wand, baby. Your mouth, your thought process, the way you operate, the way you think. If God is your guide, honey, watch what happens when you unleash that power, that magic that's within. But you got to go deep within to find it. So I'm about to go back in and embrace these moments where I am. And the reason why I chose today, because it says Independence Day, because you are independent. You are one person who have the power to speak forth the things into your life. So I dare you. You have the freedom of speech, the free will to speak things into your life. But you have to do it. The power is in your hand. The wand, the little magic hat under your sleeves, wherever you speak the words. Watch what happened and just be amazed at the change, because it's coming, baby. You just got to do the work. So I hope today's episode meant a lot to you. If it did, baby, you know what to do. Them thumbs up is there for a reason. Like it. And then comment below. Okay, talk to me and I will talk back. Oh yeah, there's a thing called subscribe. It has a little bell attached to it. Push that. So you know that you're here, baby, and you become one of my subby buddies. But until then, you guys enjoy. If you're off today, enjoy your family. Speak life to your situation. Talk to next week. Talk to this week. But I believe in you. And remember, baby, I love everything about you. And so should you. Be blessed like I know you are.